This month in Feast, we're exploring craft distilling. So I brought you here to Square One Brewery and Distillery to introduce you to Steve Newcomb, the first guy here in St. Louis to do micro distilling on his own.
I enjoy making things, so this is a big part of it. Spirits have always kind of interested me, and I think there's kind of an allure to it because there's not very many distilleries around and not a lot of people know about it. We actually have one still that we use. It was made by Vendome Copper and Brass, which is in Louisville, Kentucky. They actually are fourth-generation still makers, and in the past they've always made stills for big distilleries. When we came around, it was something kind of new to them for making very small stills, and they do a hybrid. We actually have a column still, which is kind of mixed with a pot still. It is specifically designed for the micro distilleries. We can do multiple products on it. Basically, it's a column still, but we can also open up all the plates in it, and it can become a pot still. So it's really good for making rums and whiskeys, tequilas, that type of thing.
You grabbed your gin.
Yes, I did.
Now this is column distilled.
What we do is we'll start out with a basic beer wash as we're making this. We'll run it through the still, and we'll run it through a couple times to get it down as close as we can to a neutral grain spirit. And what that means is there's no flavor left in it. So we basically strip out any of the flavors that, if we were making a whiskey, we want the flavors to be in the spirit. Vodkas, gins, and all that, you don't want anything there. So you want to strip out as much as you can, and that's done by the process of running through that still multiple times to clarify it and make it nice.
And then you add the botanicals.
And then we come back and we add the botanicals into our gin basket. And instead of going up the top of the still, we actually divert it over and come up through the bottom of what is called the gin basket.
Oh, cool.
And those vapors will go back over through the condenser, and as it condenses, that liquid is a gin. And one of the things that you're picking up in all that flavor is we use a lot of fresh ingredients that we're going into it.
Now, what do you use?
We use, as far as the herbs in here, we use, besides our juniper, we have lemon peel, orange peel, coriander, hyssop, cassia bark, and we also have hops that we put in there too.
That's really cool.
Our whiskey is probably our most popular item that we have. We have 4 different malts in this that we use. If you smell it, the first thing you're going to pick up is a little bit of smokiness.
Definitely.
That comes from a cherrywood smoked malt. And then we actually put it in small casks, little 3-gallon casks, and we'll age that. And that's really where the whiskey turns from a clear spirit into this, beautiful amber color. Our rum is called Island Time Rum, and I look at the process very similar to, I guess, olive oils.
Oh my gosh.
The best quality is the first press, and so what I tried to do is actually use a golden cane molasses, which is the first press in making sugar.
This smells like caramel.
You like that?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it doesn't, the alcohol doesn't hit your nose first. It's the caramel from the molasses.
Definitely.
And this is pot distilled.
Yes, it is.
Now explain why you use that. What does that do?
The difference in that is I want as much flavor in this glass as I can. So instead of trying to refine it, all I'm trying to do is separate the good flavors and the conjures and all the notes that the molasses will have in there. So instead of doing it slow like we would do for our vodkas to where to be really, really pure, I'm trying to pull it out as quickly as possible and strip as much flavor as I can out of that molasses.
And so where do you see craft distilling going in St. Louis?
It's really starting to pick up. As you know by your article, there's quite a few other distilleries that are getting ready to go. And what I've seen with the group of guys that came in, there's passion there. And I think it's really going to do well because if you have passion and the love for what you do, you're going to get some really interesting products.